In this episode, I discuss pasties. Now this, my American friends, is a pasty. A lovely centre of savoury or sweet goodness covered by pastry. What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this week's P&Q, the question and answer series where you get to ask me questions or put comments to me and then I respond the following week. Now you can do this one of three ways. First way is to pop your comment or question down below in that comment section, which is the most common one. Secondly, you can, for whatever reason, email me directly at miniwarzone@gmail.com. I'll leave a link in the video description below down there somewhere. Or, and this is the way that's least used, I suppose, is you can make a video yourself of your own and put a question out there in that. And yeah, that's it. And if I pick that up, I'll put it on here and use it as one of my questions, because why not, right? Last week was quite a busy one, if I remember rightly. Not quite so busy this week, but excuse me, I'm going to cough. Oh dear. Dear me. Right, okay. Now then, I've only got 2 emails this week. Well, I say only. That's usually quite a lot for me. If you email me, of course, you will remain anonymous. Just the way I do it on here. Doesn't matter. Either way. But if you really absolutely want to get your name out there, then down there is the best way. Just write your comment. Or just say to me in the email that, read out my name, damn it. And I will do so. Oh, excuse me. I've just made short work of that pasty you saw earlier. Speaking of pasties, first email. It says, would you make a chicken curry pasty? And what kind of pastry would you use? You know, I invented those things. I don't care what they say. I was the first baker in Plymouth to do it. When I suggested it, most of the other bakers in the bakery thought I was crazy. They all thought, you're crazy, you're loony to do weird out there flavours like that, it'll never take off. But the boss said, hang on, sounds like a good idea, yeah, we'll try it. Look at the world now, we have multiple varieties of pasty flavours. Would I make a chicken curry pasty? Yes, I think that was one of the first ones I ever made, alternative flavours. Up until that point, the most out there one was like vegetable pasty, you know, with wholemeal dough, or cheese and onion, you know. But no, now we have a multiple platform. I was going to say, I do that sometimes. 2 words try and come out at the same time and form a new word. You ever get that? Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Next email, last email says, hi Pete. Just curious as to whether you have had many games using black powder rules. I think that's what you're asking. Just curious as to whether you have had many games using the black powder rules. Not many, to be truthful. In fact, let's have a sip of coffee while I think. The synaptic pathways a bit there. Do you know, I think I've only had a go at it twice. Once at my local gaming club and once with Ralph Astley. Check out his channel, check out all his stuff actually. It's a great channel. But yeah, twice. But it seems like a good solid set of rules and it's been around a while, so it must be quite good. That was all the emails. So of course I didn't read out their names because they never said I could. Right, on with the comments then from last week. The first one was left by Ralph Astley. So, Ralph Astley says, now he was asking me about his concern, well, he was voicing his concerns about the issues with YouTube unsubbing and reaching a certain limit. He says, that's really good to hear that the unsubbing issue is just a glitch. Now I don't feel so cautious about adding to my subscriptions. And that's good to hear. You've got a few likes on that response, that question there, so yeah, it is good because it wouldn't make sense, right, to do that, to start unsubbing you. I've noticed the opposite lately, though, of subscriptions being added to my kind of list. And I'm thinking, why would I have subscribed to that? I don't remember that. I know I've got a bad memory, but it's just not the type of channel I would subscribe to. Sometimes it is, but it's still, I wouldn't have chosen to subscribe to it for various reasons. But anyway, onwards and upwards. And we're on to Super Wargamer, who says, you're trapped on a spaceship. Here we go. I like Super Wargamer's response. Oh, congratulations on your recent subscription boost, by the way. It's good to get you up a bit more. And you know, more people that help, the better, obviously. So yeah, I think you're sitting pretty on 69 at this point. So yeah, only 49 when I first did the shout out. Shout outs are good, aren't they? Yes, I've got a cough. Anyway, second thing, I like his scenario based questions. It says you're trapped on a spaceship with 3 people of your choice, and each may pick a weapon of their choice from Earth, not sci-fi. You have to fight for survival against the Thing, horror movie, not the robot one, or Alien, from the Alien movie. Who would you pick as allies? What monster would you pick and why? I'd only need one ally. Only one. Chuck Norris. Because he will kick ass no matter what it is. Chuck Norris will take on both. But if we're calming Chuck Norris down a bit, I have Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, and Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, and Jackie Chan. Yeah. And they use their fists or whatever is around them, their environment. I was always taught, use your environment as their weapons of choice. And we would choose the Thing from the horror movie. I don't know, just because he mimics other people and it would be kind of fun trying to work out who was who. If there was like 2 Chuck Norrises in the room, how'd you get a blood sample from Chuck Norris? And then, what did they used to put, like an electrical charge through the blood or something, and then he would turn into the Thing or something like that. Obviously original anyway, from what I remember. So Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. Because no matter what he turned into, what thing he turned into, Chuck Norris would just kick his ass. Bruce Lee would have a good chance too. And Jackie Chan, just because he's insane, he just could use whatever shape the Thing was in, he'd just adapt it. And strangle him with his own arm, probably. But yeah, so there you go. So their weapons are just their hands. JS Idaho says, good morning, Pete. Curious as to what the name of your Space Marine chapter would be. Well, being given this an awful lot of thought, and I still haven't come to a conclusive name yet. But I will, before the end of my little series I'm going to do on them, I will have the name. I don't know. See, lots of names go through my head. Like the Legion of Justice or something like that. But it sounds a bit like the Justice League of America and that sort of thing. No, I don't want it like that. But I'm working on it. I am working on it. And I will keep you posted. Have no fear of that. Just checking the battery. I was still on full battery. That's good. I'm just going to have a sip of coffee if you don't mind. And we're on to the last page. The next question comes from Tattoo For You. He says, another epic P&Q, my friend. He says, how do you feel about the fall of Cadia? What would you like to see with this? Fall of Cadia? Sad face. Well, how do I feel about it? I think it's awesome that they're doing that. Brilliant. And, you know, I think it's cool. Progression of the story. What do I want to see with this? I'd like to see some more heroes come out of this in the form of heroic models. Some more heroes and a couple of new bad guys from the warp, perhaps. Yeah, some new protagonists and new antagonists. So, you know, a couple of each. That's what I want to see with it. Other than that, I like the idea. Maybe they could. I don't know yet how bad this fall of Cadia is going to be. They could blow up the planet like they did with Caliban, the Dark Angels. And so all that's left is like a floating meteorite sort of thing. They could do something along those lines. I'd be cool with that. You know, the last chunk of Cadia rock or something. You know. Yeah, but essentially I'd like to see more heroes and different models come out. That is what I would like. That would be cool. There's things like that which like inject new enthusiasm into the whole Warhammer backstory and lore. I love that they progress the story every so often. Well, every so many years. I think it's an important and essential part of it. Jamjar34, how's it going? He says, great PQ. Do you plan to expand on Gates of Antares with the factions you have, or buy into others? And then a bonus question. Do you plan to do more tutorials as a whole? I find them very inspirational. Oh, thank you, and amazing. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. Love to the family and hope Bournemouth went well. Wow. Let's do these one at a time. Gates of Antares. Not until I get some more funds, but I would definitely expand on the GAR because they're just awesome, and I'd probably expand the GAR, leave Concord. I'd probably go with another faction, but I don't know which one yet. But I'll definitely expand on the GAR. But due to finances, I can't expand on anything at the moment. You know the score. Just funds are tight at the moment. But you know, one day. And yes, I definitely plan on doing more tutorials. It's just thinking of what to do them on. That's the hardest thing on a tutorial, I find. But thank you for your kind words on those. That means a lot to me. And Bournemouth went very well, very, very well. I was very impressed with the art university. There's two up there. There's a normal one, like a generic university, and an art one. They're right next door to each other, but they're not part of the same group. They're like Tesco and Asda, two different things. But we had a guided tour, like a personalised guided tour, and got to speak to like one of the lecturers that she would be under if she got in there, so like my daughter, that is. So yeah, it was a very good day all together. 2 questions left. Another sip of coffee. The Lone Ranger 1984 is next. He says, cheers mate, I think our group will be starting bolt action from scratch, everyone at the same base level, so we'll see how it goes from there. The lads seem to be more skirmish based, so probably won't go too far into the huge games. How about answering the question I got the other day, mate? If GW came to you asking how to do the end times for 40k, where would you take the setting? Would any big events happen, and who would be killed? Well, obviously, I think for the end times, I think the Emperor would have to go. I think he'd have to be killed off. I'm going to take the setting, expand it into another galaxy, or I'd like to introduce a new race of aliens that are hunting the Tyranids, which is why they're kind of on the run, so to speak. They're just ploughing through the galaxy. Yeah, a Tyranid hunting race. They just make it even more dire and dark than it is now. I mean, it's the grim dark future now, but make it really, really dark. Yeah. But the Emperor would have to die, yes, definitely, to do an end times. And our last question comes from IdicBeer40k. Hey, got it right this time. IdicBeer40k is the name. He says, Mangrave, I think that was because you were talking about death in the last video. Anyway, another excellent PQ. Sorry, the weather here is really atrocious. The wind is phenomenal. And I'm not sure if that was just things blowing around like across the way, like bins flying against the wall, or was it a sonic boom from an aircraft overhead? Anyway, I've distracted myself now. So thanks for answering my question. Will you be watching the new King Kong film now that you're into Congo? No. And my reason for that is I've only ever seen the original King Kong. It's a great story, I love it. Loved all that, especially when I was a kid, the monsters and that. But I don't know, I feel that Kong had a rough deal. He was treated badly by man, and he was put in a situation where it wasn't his fault. And whether it's real or not, you know, because I know it's going to be like CGI or whatever, like it was like puppets in the old days, or models or what have you. Whether it's real or not, I just can't watch stuff like that. I have this injustice thing in me, which I can't watch things of injustice like that. It just it's not right. So I've got this like injustice circuitry chip in my circuit board or whatever. It just flicks on and goes, no, you can't watch this. It doesn't sit well with me, the way he was treated. It's just an extension of mankind's malice and uncaring nature in general, and it's not something I want to be reminded of. So no is the answer, the melodramatic answer to that question. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much once again for joining me on this P&Q. I really appreciate it, and please pop your questions or comments down below again, or email me, or whatever it is you want to do. And remember, guys, all brushes lead to war. How's your war going?